She was glowing. White robe, soft light from the stained glass windows brushing against her cheekbones. She looked holy, untouchable. She smiled at me from the choir loft, the same smile she used when she lied. The pastor's voice echoed gently through the sanctuary. "And now, before we close, does anyone have a prayer request?" A pause. Then, "My brother, would you like to share something?" My name. It rolled across the pews like a dropped glass. Heads turned. She kept smiling. She thought she was safe here. I rose slowly, smoothing the front of my jacket. My pulse was steady. Too steady. I cleared my throat. "Yes," I said, calm, measured. "Please pray for my wife." A few soft murmurs, nods. I held her eyes. "And for the 18-month affair she's been hiding." Silence is a powerful thing. It spreads. It suffocates. Her smile died first. Then the color left her face, and I finally felt something close to peace. It started with a notification. One vibration. Late, after midnight. She said it was from the church women's group. I didn't argue. I never argue. But I listen. I observe. She began guarding her phone like it carried state secrets. Bathroom trips lasted longer. Showers came with locked doors. She started humming again, soft, distant. The way she used to hum when we were dating. I watched her from across rooms. Studied the new perfume. Noticed the extra attention to her hair. She called it self-care. I called it preparation. One night she fell asleep beside me with the screen still glowing in her hand. A name. Not saved, just a number. But there were patterns. Messages deleted, yet not carefully enough. Fragments remained. "I miss you." Same time next week? After choir practice. Choir practice. The irony was almost poetic. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is for the emotional. I prefer confirmation. So I waited. Watched. Collected silence like evidence. Every smile she gave me after that felt rehearsed. Every "I love you" sounded like a line read from memory. And the worst part? She still prayed beside me every Sunday. Hands folded. Eyes closed. Asking God for honesty. I hired no one. Didn't need to. People in love with secrets always get sloppy. Phone records were easy. Shared account. She forgot that. A recurring number. Thursdays. Late evenings. Location history told the rest of the story. Not at her friend's house. Not at choir. A small apartment complex 20 minutes east. I drove by once. Didn't stop. Didn't need to. Her car was there. Parked like it belonged. I felt nothing at first. Just confirmation. 18 months, birthdays, anniversaries, Sunday sermons about faithfulness, all layered over that address. I kept playing the husband. Kissed her forehead before work. Cooked dinner twice a week. Asked about rehearsal. She thanked me for being steady. Steady. If she only knew how much calculation lived beneath that word. I copied the records. Printed screenshots. Logged dates. I even discovered who he was. Married. 2 children. Works in finance. Attends our church occasionally. That part made me smile. I began to craft something careful. Exposure isn't rage. It's precision. And Sunday felt appropriate. Sacred ground. Where truth pretends to live. A message she forgot to erase. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Choir runs late anyway. She left her phone on the kitchen counter. Unlocked. Careless or confident. I took a screenshot. Sent it to myself. Deleted the evidence of that transfer. Then I made one more move. I forwarded the phone records and screenshots to his wife. No message. Just facts. Let her do her own arithmetic. By Friday night, I heard there had been shouting in his home. By Saturday, he didn't show up to rehearsal. My wife said he was probably sick. I nodded. Of course. Sunday morning, she wore her favorite earrings. The pearl ones I gave her on our 10th anniversary. She smiled at me before leaving for church. I smiled back. Because by then, I wasn't losing anything. I was returning it. When I stood in that sanctuary, I wasn't angry. Anger is loud. I was quiet. Controlled. After my words settled into the pews, I sat down. She descended from the choir loft slowly. Eyes glassy, breathing shallow. The pastor attempted to redirect the room, but truth has gravity. It doesn't float away politely. She knelt beside me. "Why would you do that?" she whispered. Her voice trembled. I looked forward. "You asked for prayers." "That was private." I almost laughed. 18 months isn't private. It's a second life. She began to cry, soft at first, then messy. People were watching, whispering. Her phone buzzed in her robe pocket. Probably him, or maybe his wife. I had timed that too. I knew, I said quietly. For months, she stared at me like I had transformed into someone else. Maybe I had. You could have talked to me. I shook my head. No, you needed to see what truth feels like. Public, unprotected, unforgiving. And for the first time since that midnight notification, I felt clean. We drove home separately. She packed a bag, cried between apologies, said it just happened. Nothing just happens for 18 months. That's construction, brick by brick. I didn't yell, didn't slam doors. I handed her printed copies of everything, neatly organized, dates highlighted, a timeline of betrayal. This is who you were, I said. She couldn't argue with paper. When she left, the house felt larger, quieter, honest. I stood in the kitchen where I first saw that glowing screen, ran my fingers across the counter. No rage, no heartbreak, just clarity. She thought she had been living 2 lives, but she was wrong. She was only ever living one. And now, she gets to live it without me.